Hello and welcome everyone again to PHP Teacher Online. I am Raju Kundu. Today we will be learning JavaScript Lesson 7. And today what we will be learning is how to handle elements that are tags, different tags of HTML, how to handle elements using JavaScript and its features. Okay, we'll be learning that today. So without any further ado, let's get started with our next lesson. Let me create a new file first. I'll go to new file. I'll copy this whole example. I'll copy this and then I'll paste it over here. And then I'll increase the font size for all of you so it is visible clearly. This was last day's example, so I'll remove this. So this one is that. And now I'll save it with the name of like getting elements dot html. Okay, now I'll save this one. Let me open that example also, and before opening, let's change the title to getting elements using JavaScript. What are elements? Elements are because basically the tags, that is this one, like input tags, body tag, div tag, h1 tag, h2 tag, table tag, whatever tag you have inside your HTML page, those are basically called as elements in JavaScript. Okay, so now I will be teaching you today how to capture those elements and how to use those in different purposes. Okay, so this time I'll be changing things around, like okay, instead of doing this one as a show, first let me remove this whole thing inside, and I'll be changing this function name to like maybe change div color. So what I'll be doing, I'll be using a div tag and I'll be changing its color using or its background color using JavaScript. Okay, now to do that, first we'll have to create a div and we'll have to style it like it should be a box kind of thing and it should have a background color in the beginning. Then we'll be changing that to something else using the element capture technique. Okay, so let me first create a div over here. Like I'll be creating a div like this. Maybe I'll use a break first, then I'll create a div and I'll end that div. Again, the people who do not know HTML well, I'll be preparing HTML classes also soon. I just need many of the subscriber to be there so I can understand, like people are willing to take my classes or they are understanding what I am trying to teach. So that's why I'm waiting for that. But I'll be creating JavaScript till then, and then I'll start with PHP and div and like PHP, HTML, CSS and laravel and all other sort of things. I'll be having everything in my channel. Okay, so now let's start with div. So div should have a class. Now this class name will be like box. Okay, whatever I want. Now here I'll be writing some style for this div. So style tag, start and end. The people who knows HTML CSS already, they might be able to understand whatever I am creating right now. People who do not know, they can just follow this video so to understand how to create a div or something like that. Okay, so box is the class. So to capture a class, I need to write dot box. Dot box means it is indicating that box is a class which has been used somewhere and we have used it in the div. Now inside this box I will be mentioning a width. A width may be 200 pixel and I'll be mentioning a height. Height will be 200 pixel as well. Now I'll be mentioning a border, maybe 2 pixels border, and it will be solid in nature, and also it will be something like a red border I'll be giving. Okay, now I'll be using a background color already inside the div and I'll change it using the JavaScript code. Okay, so background ground color, background color, it will be like blue. Okay, so till here I have created. Let us open this example and see how it is looking like. So I'll go here in the JavaScript courses, and from there I'll be opening up getting elements. Where did I got this one? Right click, open in the browser. Okay, so this is what I am getting by creating that particular example. So this particular section is working for this div, and it is making it look like this, like blue background and red border. Okay, now once someone click on this button, now this won't be show anymore because I have changed the function name. So I'll change it over here also. So and also the spelling should be CO, like a small character. Okay, now once I click on this button, now I want this div to be changing its color to from blue to say green. Okay, so if I want to do that, first of all, I'll have to have something in JavaScript which can capture this div or this particular element or this particular tag, whatever is easier for you. Okay, so to capture that tag or element, I'll have to write a particular thing in JavaScript, and which will be this one: document dot get element by id. Now what the name is suggesting, document, I have already explained before in the first or second class or lesson of my JavaScript, that document stands for this whole page. Now dot get element by id, this one is again a built-in or ready-made function of JavaScript which can capture a tag or a element of an HTML to do something with it. Okay, and it will capture that element by what? By its ID. Now as you can see inside the div, I have mentioned a class, but there is no ID inside the div that will help us to capture that particular element. So I'll have to put an ID over here. This ID can be anything, like I can mention the ID as maybe my box. Say my box. My box is the ID of this particular div. Now to capture this particular div, here we'll have to mention a bracket start and end and double quotes, and I'll have to write my box. So once I write these things out, so basically get element by ID is also a ready-made inbuilt function of JavaScript which helps us to capture this element. And here once I mention my box, what it will understand, that it has to capture this particular div to do something. Right now I have not done anything, but I have already captured this div. So once I capture that div, I have the full control of that div, and I can make any changes. Like I can make the width bigger, I can make the height bigger, I can change the body color, I can change the border color, whatever I want, I can do that. Okay, let me show you how. So currently this code suggests like I have already captured that div. Let's see if anything happens. Refresh and click over here. See, nothing is happening because I have just captured that div, but I have not mentioned what to do. Okay, now I will be mentioning what to do. Dot style, that means I want to change its style. Okay, now how do I know it has to be like this, like dot style? Because the persons who knows already HTML, they know, like in CSS we can write style over here, and over here we can mention certain properties like width, height, and all the things. Okay, apart from using a class, we can also mention style over here. So this style stands for, actually it is capturing this particular style to make changes over here. Okay, so now how it will work, I'll mention style dot, I want to change background color. Now as we can see in CSS, background color is generally written as background hyphen color, but hyphen stands for minus symbol in JavaScript, so we cannot use hyphen. But we know that background and color are two words, so we'll be writing it this way: background color, like this. Color C will be in capital, so we will have to write it in camel case instead of using hyphens. Okay, so whenever we are using JavaScript, do follow this. Once you find any word which has or once you find any property or text that has multiple words in it, so first word will be inside like a small character, and then the second word will start with the capital letter, and then it will follow small characters. So this way it is called as camel case, and you can write your particular property or whatever you are writing over here, like get element by id. It has get an element and id by an id, so 4 words are there. That's why I have written it in camel case. Okay, now after doing an equal sign, I will have to change this color to green. So what I have instructed in this whole thing, I instructed like inside this document get an element by its id. Okay, so that element will be my box. My box is this div. It could have been btt. Btt means this particular button. I'll be changing the button color also instead of the div color later on. Okay, first let us complete this example. So after my box I have mentioned style. That means I want to change the style of that my box or the div. So here I have mentioned background color and green. So that means I want to change the background color from blue to green by capturing that element. Let us save this, go here, refresh, and let us click on this button. See, it has changed to green. Now how it is working, again I'll do an inspect element to show you. Right click and inspect element. Now over here let me make it a bit bigger. Okay, now over here if I go to like style, not style, elements, let me make this one smaller. See, right now the div only has a box class and my box id, nothing else inside it. Okay, box class is controlling its background color to blue as we have written it here. Now once I click that button, you will see a style property or attribute will appear over here, which will consist of a background color that will be green. Let us click on it and see. See, style enters over here and background color and green. What it is doing, it is overriding this particular background color blue and making it green, because this part has been written inline. This particular part has been written inline. This has been used by the class and this has been written by inline. So it is getting more priority than this blue one, and it is overriding the blue and writing it as green. Hence the color becomes green. So this is the way to capture an element in JavaScript and to make the changes happen. Next, what I am going to do, I am going to change the button color to maybe yellow along with the div color. So the div color will be green and the button color will become yellow. Let us try that particular bit. Okay, to make that happen, what we have to write over here is another document dot get element by id, and in this case we will be changing the button color. So the button's id is btt, so we'll have to write btt to capture that particular element, that is the button. Okay, after that we'll have to write dot style dot background color and then equals, I want to make it yellow, so yellow. Now in this yellow color you can either write it in capital letter or small letter or mix and match. That will not matter anymore. But the thing is that here the cases are very sensitive. You have to take care of these things very well. If I mistakenly write it this way, it will not work, never ever work it will. So that's why I'll have to write it this way only. Okay, so now let's save and check over here by refreshing, and now let us focus over here also. See, the button is not having any style and the div is not having any style as well. But once I click on the button will become yellow and it will have a style attribute or property, whatever you are comfortable with. And in the div also it will have a style attribute as we have seen before also. Let us click on this. See, now the button is having style property, style attribute with background color property yellow, and in the div we have style attribute with the background color property green. Okay, so now both of them has been changed. So this is the basic way. What the main purpose of this particular lesson was how to capture an element and use it for our need. That I have taught you in this lesson, so you can understand all this bit. Later on the later lessons we will not be only changing the background colors, we will be doing lots and lots of many more things. Later on we will be doing animations, we will make things to happen automatically step by step, we will create a stopwatch kind of thing. Many more things are there to become in the later lessons, but till here what I wanted to taught you is how to get an element or a tag of an HTML using JavaScript. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now please, I am requesting all of you again, please do subscribe my channel more and more so I can get more support from your end, and do comment, do like, do share your thoughts, like either you are liking these videos or I need to change my teaching technique, anything you can comment and I'll reply also if required. If you ask me any question, I'll reply also. Do comment, do share, do subscribe so I get the support. Please, please, please do that. Let's make this channel bigger for your need, and I'll be supporting you with all the knowledge I have. I promise that. Okay, so let's do it the another things in the next lesson. Okay, that will be the lesson 8, I think. We have completed till lesson 7 today. Till then, goodbye, stay well.